It has been officially 10,000 miles that I've had my Cybertruck. It's been good, it's been bad, and it's been ugly. But here I am going to make a totally unbiased review about this truck because people want to know, are these trucks actually worth it? Are these fridges on wheels actually, good for real world use? And we're going to answer that in this video. So let's go. I'm going to start off with the biggest kind of lie that Tesla gives you about these trucks. They promised 325 miles on their website. Somebody looks at it and they think 325 miles. Real world use, right? But no. The real world use mileage for an all-wheel drive Cybertruck is around 270 to 250 miles. And it's kind of deceptive in a way because I know they base it on, other factors, but highway range is absolutely dreadful in an electric vehicle. That's something I wanted to point out from the very beginning. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this is something that is a work in progress. These vehicles are always, advancing. Every year they come up with new technology. And actually, I'm going to point out a positive about this truck, even though we're still in the negative. I love the software updates. It has way more updates than my iPhone, and it's constantly getting better, constantly getting better. And that's something I really love about Tesla. They're not just focused on the actual hardware, but they're also focused on the software of the vehicle. And it's great. I absolutely love it. And one huge problem that I've always had with this truck is the fact that when I forget my phone, even though sometimes it's a good thing, you don't need your phone, right? I'm completely useless. Like, what if my phone actually runs out of battery and I can't open my truck? I can't even start it. Yeah, they give you a key card, but it's not really meant for you to actually use the key card. Like, if you have a phone, more than likely, you're going to be using it all the time, right? But what happens when you're not using it? I mean, what happens if you don't have an Apple Watch? You're screwed. Like, really, like, there's no way of getting inside this truck. I'm going everywhere about the goods and the bads of this truck right away. So, look, all right. Another complaint I have about this truck. There are people that don't know much about Teslas in general, and Teslas are getting a lot of controversy for their door handles. And this truck has absolutely no manual outdoor handles. So if the power goes out with this truck and somebody's trying to rescue you from the inside and you're unconscious, they're going to need to break this window somehow. They're going to need to break it somehow because there is no manual doors. Everything's electronic from the outside. I think that's a huge safety issue. And I'm glad China banned these types of door handles in 2027 because it poses a huge safety risk. Because the more I think about it, the more I realize that it's true. What are you going to do if you are trapped inside this vehicle, unconscious, and somebody's trying to get you out? And the vehicle's burning up. Sorry. But yeah, it's a huge issue, and I believe that the next iteration of Cybertruck should have a manual release from the outside as well. The inside is also a different story. They're a little easier to find on the inside. They are manual levers on these two front doors, but on the back, you really need to instruct your rear passengers that it's under a little flap under the on the door. I find that very problematic. I really don't know. You sometimes you as somebody that's driving the truck, you're not gonna be instructing your passengers, "Hey, this is a manual release," you know. But I feel like I have to now because I don't want anything to happen to them. But other than that, this truck does receive a 5-star safety rating in crash testing. So it's bulletproof. Quite literally, it's bulletproof. And if somebody were to hit you, more than likely you will survive in this truck. I mean, ow, that hurt me. You know, like this truck it's a tough truck. I'm not even gonna lie. But one huge drawback is, of course, the door handles. And I do believe Tesla's gonna be fixing that. But when I'm driving on the highway and it's raining, all right, my wiper works. It works, right? But once it stops raining, my wiper has to stay right here, kind of, like blocking your view of the road in a way. And when it goes back up, it just lets all the water back up. Like, that's it's not very well engineered with this big old windshield wiper that's about 5 feet, I believe. But I mean, I know this is only the first iteration of Cybertruck, and this has been my first electric vehicle, and it's been great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, and I'm trying to give you guys, for any of you guys that are wanting an EV or in general the Cybertruck, I want y'all to get into this Cybertruck and not be surprised as to what to expect on these vehicles. But yeah, this wiper is way too big. We need to fix that, Tesla. But other than that, all right. I know I've been hating on the Cybertruck, but here are the positives, all right? So calm down, nerds. I'm just kidding. But this truck has had 0 issues since I bought it 8 months ago. And I've done 0 maintenance to this truck. My closest service center is about an hour and a half away, and I really do not want to go all the way over there. But I haven't had to. I'm glad I have not had to go all the way over there because that's far, And one complaint I'm going to give you guys again, because I mean, for everybody that's new on these vehicles, they don't know, like the experience of this. And I need to tell you guys, I need to be blunt, okay? Make sure you check your vehicle, Tesla. Make sure you check your Tesla for any factory defects before you accept it. They're going to try to give you a charger. Hey, if we don't fix this, you want this charger, and then you realize later on that it was actually, you shouldn't have accepted the charger. You should have just fixed it. My tonneau cover, it was hailed on. I should have fixed that, because now I'm pretty sure that's going to be more. It's going to be more expensive to fix that than the little mobile charger that they gave me. And now the Cybertruck comes with one. But yeah, that's frustrating. And whenever I actually took delivery on my Cybertruck, my dash had a scratch in it. And at the beginning, it didn't really bother me, but later on, I was like, you know what? This is a brand new truck. I need to get this fixed. And so I got it fixed. But you guys, it's important that you guys need to check the details on your truck. Check every panel gap. Check the interior. Check the exterior. Check the tires. Test drive it a little bit. Make sure it's not unaligned. Because I've heard of stories where Tesla actually gives you the Cybertruck unaligned. Like, what the heck? That's not cool. But yeah, other than that though, I've road tripped in this truck with my whole family. It's four of us, and man, the space, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't even know how to open the front yet. There's a button right here somewhere. I need to find it. But okay, we'll get back to that later. You see, I'm still pretty new to this truck. I've had it for 7 months, and I always just stand in front of the truck and it opens the front. I'm not used to actually pressing the manual button on it, I guess. But you guys, this truck, it's been great. And I've actually convinced my father and mother-in-law about these vehicles. They didn't want a road trip in it because they didn't want to be waiting 30 plus minutes to charge. And in reality, you don't have to wait for those 30 minutes. You can wait for about 12 minutes and go get some snacks, and your truck will be good to go for the next supercharger. And they didn't mind that at all. It was about quick 12, 15-minute stops that most of the time you need to stop. And it's not even that bad because most of the time you want to go to the restroom, or you want to go buy a drink, or, buy some snacks, for the road. And it's flawless. It's not that bad as people may think it is. And I actually do want to point out another great positive on this truck is a lot of you guys have been wondering why hasn't he pointed this out yet, but FSD is a game changer. It's been something that honestly is probably like the best benefit of having a Tesla in general. Not just the Cybertruck, but a Tesla in general is full self-driving. And it is so good, like so good, that you can literally now, you could be on your phone for up to about 15 to 20 seconds and the truck will not nag at you. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's safer than actually, paying attention to the road and your phone at the same time. While I am not recommending for anybody to do this, it's I'm just saying, like, in general, if you want to like just look real quick, um it does let you just glimpse at your phone in case, you want to see who's calling and stuff, which it does show you on the screen who's calling and stuff. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, if you just want to look at it for a little bit, it gives you the option. It gives you that freedom, as opposed to the safety risks of doing it without FSD, which has some huge positives. Other than that, FSD it's had its issues. Right now I'm having this issue where the truck, it like they added this new iteration of like detecting potholes and obstacle avoidance and stuff, and it's in the new phases of it. It used to not do it before. um, since I'm pretty sure they haven't collected enough data on what an actual pothole is and what's not a pothole, the truck avoids literal shadows on the road, which is kind of concerning sometimes. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's kind of bad right now. I'm hoping it'll get better, which I know it will get better. They're always updating it constantly. But other than that, I want to voice my opinion about this. Elon Musk says that you do not need LiDAR or radar. But now that I've had this truck for 7 months, I said 7 months, right? I I want to say that maybe it does, because I went. to a small town, a rural town here in Texas. And this truck behaved on FSD. It was horrible, 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 especially at night on a two-way highway in the rural highways of rural Texas. It behaved horribly. It was avoiding things that weren't there. It was swerving like if I was drunk or something in the middle of the night. And it was just very disappointing to see how bad it was at night. I believe LiDAR actually helps with, stuff at night. Like if you don't see something, this is camera based only. This is all just cameras. But what if the camera doesn't see it? What if there's something like up ahead and it's just not bright enough for the cameras to see and you hit it? Like I feel LiDAR is necessary. Elon Musk says it isn't. But after experiencing it for about 7 months, like I said, I do believe LiDAR and radar can make a great addition to FSD, especially at night. Maybe don't activate it during the day, but activate it during like very low light conditions or with huge amounts of fog, because the truck's not going to be able to see in fog, but LiDAR can. And yeah, I know Elon Musk used to say, oh my gosh, LiDAR is so expensive and all this. LiDAR has gotten significantly cheaper from what it used to be. And I think Tesla, it doesn't hurt to be wrong sometimes, because I do believe LiDAR, radar, and camera FSD would be literal autonomous driving. Right now, this is still supervised, but they're trying to figure it out right now with camera vision only, which I'm sure they can get there. But I feel like the next safety plateau to hit would be LiDAR and radar added on top of this camera vision only system. Like I said, they don't have to have it during the day, because they do think that it conflicts with, other sensors and stuff. Just have it on at night, because it could sense way better than camera vision only. Way better. And if you guys know the capabilities of LiDAR, go look at Rivian's video. Go look at just how in depth LiDAR actually gets every single detail on the road. And that's something I want to point out too. Potholes. Potholes are a huge problem right now for this truck on FSD. It's sometimes it detects them correctly, and when it doesn't, it absolutely fails. I mean, it's part of the camera vision process, I guess. But I also feel like they're not going to be able to solve every single scenario of what a pothole is and what a pothole isn't. Because sometimes, I look at something on the road and don't realize it's a pothole. But LiDAR can. LiDAR could 100% just map out everything and detect a slight inconsistency in the road. Like that's how powerful LiDAR can be. And I don't know. I just hope they look into it in the future. But FSD has been amazing so far, other than those other little things. But I do think Tesla will fix all of that here pretty soon. But yeah, you guys, to wrap it up, the Cybertruck has had 0 issues, and it's been it's been great. I mean, I absolutely love it. I know you guys are just probably like, why didn't you get the Beast? Well, to be honest, I don't need it. I'm young and I know speed seems cool and everything, but in all honesty, I feel like I don't need it. And the majority of you guys can beat absolutely any other pickup truck in the all-wheel drive version of these vehicles. So, and on top of that, it's about a new Cyber Beast right now is running for $114,000, and these are going for $80,000. So it's a huge, 20, $35,000 difference, and this is way more than enough power. It has the exact same specs, 11,000 pounds of towing capacity. You know, it's lighter. It has slightly five more miles of range, I guess, but it's better. I believe it's better. It's a lot more bang for your buck. Other than the Cyber Beast being, you know, one more motor is the difference, and that's why it's so freaking fast. But if you guys are speedsters and want to get speeding tickets, I suggest go for the Cyber Beast. Why not? Go for it. But if you guys are more of conservative drivers and want some power here and there, the all-wheel drive is just sufficient for you. I mean, you don't need to get that $100,000 plus vehicle. But yeah, you guys, this truck has been marvelous. It's been great, and I would not trade this vehicle in anytime soon. It just has the best capabilities. I forgot to mention another thing is power share. Power share comes in so handy, especially for construction sites. If you want to power a welder, you know, anything that is off grid, I could just take my truck and I can, you know, power any power tools. Quite literally, any power tools are supported. It's just a big old battery, and it can support all of that. And I do believe that if you guys are contractors or construction workers and you know those moments where there's no electricity at a job site, take this. Take your Cybertruck and you can do anything. Or any of you guys that are like entrepreneurs that do taco businesses, you know, taco trucks, take the Cybertruck, buy a Cybertruck. I mean, it comes in handy when there's no electricity. And for those of you guys that do remote work, get this truck. I mean, oh my gosh, it's a night and day difference. It's awesome. But that's gonna wrap up this video, you guys. I love this truck. I would not trade it in. I would actually get another one. That's my final thought on the Cybertruck. Thank you guys, and subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I don't know. Let me know, you guys. Do you guys believe this truck is actually worth it, or do you absolutely hate it? Let me know in the comments below.